I was just ready to go out. I'm like, okay, so the cop thing happened, or I could probably leave the house. And then I refreshed TSN, and I'm like, wait, what? And that's my reaction to this trade is, wait, what? And the reason is simple. The David Clarkson contract is now back in Toronto's hands. Toronto moved it out because they needed cap space, and now it's back because Vegas needed cap space, and it's moved around a couple times. The interesting thing to me about this is that Vegas also acquires Garrett Sparks. With the money that's saved by trading out Clarkson, they've re-signed England. They make it official. More than 3 weeks after it was rumored that England was going to re-sign with Vegas, he's now back on a 1-year, $700,000 contract. Good. You need defensive depth, and this definitely helps Vegas keep that. They can't afford to keep trading out defense and letting guys go because eventually you're left with too many rookies on a blue line, and that can be disastrous. Um, for Toronto, I'm finding a harder time because again, you can just put Clarkson's contract on the long-term injured reserve, and I guess there wasn't a market for Sparks. Sparks didn't have a great year. He had some good games towards the start of the year, and then it kind of trailed off for him. So a year ago, the Leafs were trying to decide between Sparks and McElhinney, and now a year later, they're like, yeah, neither. It's fine. So the backup job will go to either Hutchinson or Neuwirth. My concern with Hutchinson is simple. Over the last few years, I haven't seen an NHL level goaltender. Maybe he is going to do that this year for Toronto. Maybe they plan to play Anderson a lot. But we've seen with Freddie Anderson that if he's overplayed, it has a severe negative effect on him. You can't be overplaying Anderson. So I'm wondering if there's something else coming. I'm actually kind of surprised Subban wasn't going to Toronto as part of this deal. Because Malcolm Subban, I think, needs a change of scenery. And if they're bringing in Sparks, either the plan in Vegas is going to be to have Sparks and Subban fight it out for whoever's going to be the backup. And then whoever the odd man out is, either they waive him or they find a trading partner then, or Subban's going to be on the move before training camp. It's going to end up being one or the other. Again, for the Leafs, it's weird because the Clarkson contract is their beast. They signed it. It's only one more year. They also get a 4th-round draft pick back from Vegas. So they lose a player that they've been trying to lose since right around the end of the regular season. And I do wonder if there's more to come for Toronto because if Hutchinson or Neuwirth is going to be the backup, that's a concern. It has to be a concern for Toronto because you've got a situation where Anderson could very well end up playing 65 plus games and being worn out before the playoffs roll around. And for Vegas, they save that cap space, which they could have put on an LTIR, and they sign England. I'm wearing Vegas, but really it doesn't matter. Normally I wear the jersey of the team that wins this trade. In my opinion, both teams kind of win this trade. It's a strange one. I'd be interested to know what Leaf fans think. Do you think Hutchinson then ends up getting the backup job, or do you think there's something else in mind where they'll bring in somebody else? Maybe they give a kid a shot at this job. There are a couple of kids in Toronto's organization, which might be interesting if they decide to go in that direction. Or is it just going to be Neuwirth and Hutchinson? And if they play 15 games, Freddie had better have lots of fluids and be ready to go. And for Vegas fans, how do you feel about this? You get rid of the Clarkson contract. You sign England. You give up a draft pick to Toronto. Again, I understand the trade from both sides, but it's weird. If I had told you guys 2 days ago, hey, here's what's going to happen, I would have people saying, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I guess it kind of does. Kind of doesn't. But the one thing, the important thing is, and the Toronto media will say this doesn't get Nylander signed. So since William Nylander, or not Nylander, that was last summer. This summer it's Marner. This doesn't get Marner signed. So who cares, right? Anyways, let me know your thoughts regarding this deal in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Very interesting trade. Very, very interesting trade. And odd. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.